Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your February 2020 monthly reading. Let's jump in here. And I will say this, guys, I was surprised to see the cards that I saw, but I'm sure it will make sense as we go through it here. The overall energy the divine pulled out is the Keeper of the Light card. This card is so beautiful. Whenever I look at it, I just feel at peace, right? This card is all about your pathway being illuminated, right? Your angels, guides, and ancestors lighting that path for you. This card is also about being in peace while in silence, right? Silence that will bring on the peace. And this card is absolutely about being in alignment with your soul's purpose. So, what I'm getting here, it's kind of unusual, but what I'm getting here is this is a card for you of it's a reminder, okay? It's a reminder that your pathway is still illuminated, it's still lit up. It's that kind of reminder because what I'm feeling is that, well, okay, so the past readings, probably since November, right? It's been Scorpio moving on, moving up, right? Going places, doing things, big changes, positive things happening. And what this is saying is that it's almost like okay, it's, I'm trying, spirit's trying to help me here. It's like what is happening is you feel like the light has gone away. Okay, like what happened? Everything was going so great, and now I'm not having that same feeling energetically. I'm just not feeling the same. I'm not feeling on that rush, if you will, of success and things going, you know, where they need to go, the path that I need. And it's almost halted, okay? Now, the reason I say this is because, and it was so funny. I mean, it's just funny how spirit will work. So, yesterday, I got done with the last reading and I felt like, oh, these readings are going very well. I'm really liking the energy. And then it was like a dead stop. And my energy shifted. I went into uh, almost like a depression mode that I haven't been into in years. And when I would get into those dark spaces, what would happen is I would go and I would sleep, and I would sleep literally, I could do it for days. I could sleep for days. And I was fighting this so much. I was like, no, spirit, no. This is not, where I want to be. I don't like this space. And I'm also a believer that, we choose happiness, right? We choose the energetic space we want to be in. And for whatever reason, I could not bring myself out of that funk. I just couldn't. So I did. I gave in and I went into my bedroom and I laid down. And I will tell you, I slept for 12 hours. I have not done anything like that in years and years and years. And I was quite frustrated when I went up there because I knew what was going to happen and I didn't want it to happen. However, I put on my positive affirmations and I fell asleep and I woke up a few times, but I could just I let it go. I went with the flow. And what I realized when I woke up is that that was spirit saying, you need a break. It wasn't about the depression, it was about the break. Physically, mentally, you need a break right now. If you don't take the break, the messages won't come out, they'll be muddled. And so it changed that anger, if you will, because I was angry about it, into gratitude. Now, the reason I'm explaining that to you is because it's like the path has been lit up so much. It's like being on the beach, right? You're on the beach, you're having this glorious day, you're in the sun, the water's the perfect temperature, everything is great, but you still get sun exhaustion, right? I think that's what it's called. I mean, I've experienced it. I don't know if there's an actual term for it, where you're just like, whew, I gotta go get in the shade, right? And you go to your chair, you pull your umbrella down, and you put your sunglasses on, right? And you just take a rest. It's temporary. You take a rest. So I feel like for a lot of you, Scorpio out there, that's what you've done. You've put your sunglasses on. You've dimmed the light by choice, all right? But also at spirit's nudging. And that's okay because sometimes we need that, right? We don't even realize we need it. And that's when spirit jumps in and pushes us in a direction, nudges us in a direction. So if you've been feeling like the light has dimmed over the tail end of January, and maybe it will go a little bit into February, know that that's okay. All right? Know that that's okay. That's part of being in the ebb and flow of things. Now, your very first card out here is the Four of Cups in reverse, which is just speaking about what we were talking about with that card. This is you just withdrawing a little, okay? Not a lot. It's not like, oh, I'm going to go indoors, shut the blinds, and lock myself away from the world for a year. No, no, no. This is very temporary. It, like me, it could just be those 12 hours, right? It's just you're withdrawing a little from everything, from people, from situations. It's it's a good thing, okay? It is a good thing, but it is very temporary. Next, you have the Eight of Cups in reverse, which for me, when I see this card, I usually feel like, yes, you are walking away from a person, a situation, and it's permanent, right? This is a done deal. But today, right, what I'm feeling is, again, this is temporary. You're moving and walking away from something temporarily. So the analogy I can use is, well, actually, it's like it's taking that nap again, right? It's like me taking that 12-hour, sleep. That's not a nap, that's sleep, right? But taking that so that I can go back on my path and take the next step forward rather than standing still, okay? So you are walking away from whatever your goals are, whatever you're trying to manifest temporarily. Again, this could be 12 hours like me. It might be a few days. But it's needed. And that's what Spirit's saying. But it's needed for you to kind of regroup. So nothing bad has happened. It's just we're taking a moment, okay? We're taking a moment on this glorious ride to take a step back, to re-energize, okay? You also have the Nine of Swords in reverse. So again, this is you taking that time to release some worries, right? Things that keep us up at night. And a good example of that is, let's say you've started your own business, right? Let's say you've started your own business, and you've left your company. Well, that brings on a whole new set of worry and stressors and things, right? Just because you start your own business doesn't mean, oh, everything's glorious, right? No, there's trials, tribulations, there's growing pains, all sorts of things. So this is the time for you to, again, withdraw a little bit so you can release the stressors and the worries that go along with that, so you can face them head on with a brand new perspective, seeing it for what it is. Again, like Spirit did with me, they literally made me take a break so that I wouldn't muddle up the messages I'm supposed to give to all of you. All right, so for everybody out there, it's just a little tiny withdrawal, a little tiny walking away from everything, releasing the worry, because then look what happens. Once you're able to take that step back, do what you need to do, you have the Ten of Cups. Right? So then that happiness comes in. You're following your heart's path. It's that energy of when you first start something new, right? And you're so excited. You can't even get the words out, right? And this is you following your intuition again. It's almost like you're trying to make something happen, but you're thinking too logically about it, not going with your intuition about it. And Spirit stepped in and said, let's take a break for a moment. So it's really beautiful that during February, you're just going to take this small break, and boom, the happiness comes back, the excitement comes back, the passion for this comes back, whatever it is for you, whether it's a situation or a person, right? You take that step back, you take care of you, and then boom, everything is shiny and brilliant again. Now, you also have, to no surprise, you have the Five of Swords in reverse. This is you letting go of the inner conflict. Okay, so that was me letting go of trying to force out of that energy yesterday, and then just going with the flow and doing what my body and, my mind and what Spirit told me to do. Go rest. All right, that's you. You're letting go of the inner conflict of, but I can't take a step back. I can't. Where'd the light go? I need the light back on, right? It's you letting go of that. Going, okay, I need to go with the flow. I'm going to listen to spirit, right? And boom, here it comes, right? Whew. And I got the chills. Oh my goodness. Then that's when that Ace of Wands comes in. All right. So February in the beginning seems like a little slowdown, a little step back, but then, and again, it's temporary. And then boom, this Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands is a gift or an opportunity handed to you from the divine. You're ready for this new bright light, right? Take the sunglasses off. Your eyes can handle it. Okay. You can handle the energy of what this is coming in. And the Ace of Wands, of course, is all about that motivation, right? Coming back in, that being energized again, following your passion, new ideas. Maybe you were stuck in your business or you were stuck at your job, and this is that new passionate opportunity that comes in. New ideas, right? Passionate. Oh my gosh, this is brilliant, right? Brilliant like the sun. And that's what comes in for you. And this does bring out the Fool card, which is a new journey. So I keep saying your own business, and that's not going to pertain to all of you. It could be a new job, new career, a new person, but it brings in this new journey, meaning sometimes, and this is the only way I can explain it right now, when you open your own business, you have your business plan, you know what your goals are, where you want to head, and all of a sudden, this new idea comes in. Oh, we can expand. We could do this also. That's the new journey, right? It's an extension of what you're doing. So if you go into a place of business, you will find that there's more than one service, right? So let's say you go into a massage, parlor, right? I hate saying that word because I really do. Don't ask me why, Scorpio. I don't know. A massage place, I'm going to say. When you go in there, they don't have one type of massage. They've got, your standard typical. They've got your stone massages, salon. A massage salon, I guess is what I want to say. And they have all sorts of services. However, when they started, they may only have had one or two. And this is what I'm talking about, the new journey. It's not a new journey, complete, start from scratch. It's a new branch, right? You're branching out. And again, this can apply to work. This can apply to just about anything in your life, right? Because there's so many of you, Scorpio, you're all doing different things. All right? If you're single and you're dating, you branch out into a new way of meeting people, okay? So that's just an example of how this can be pertaining to love rather than your work, right? Rather than what we do to bring money in. And it's great here because remember I said this is like a reminder that your path is still illuminated. Then you have the Moon card. It's like the fog has been lifted. You're following your intuition again rather than, bumping your head against the wall over and over again, right? Because you're trying to force something to happen and it's just not working out. And then you have to take that rest, that break, and then start following your intuition again. There's a lot of times we just ignore our intuition because we're just so excited to move forward and we want it so bad, right? But it's not, those decisions aren't the right decisions, right? So I love it. You're starting to see clearly now. You're lifting the sunglasses off, okay? And it is so wonderful because yet you have another ace. This is the Ace of Pentacles, so another gift or opportunity handed to you from the divine because it's time. And this is the Ace of Pentacles, so this is a new money opportunity, right? This is a new financial opportunity, or for some of you, a brand new career. Some of you are leaving a job, right, that has done well for you. You've been happy there. Maybe you've got some raises over the last couple months. You were happy, but boy, this new opportunity is just so much better, right? For those of you who are running your own business, again, it's that branching out, that Ace of Wands, this new service that comes out, and it brings you a new financial opportunity to bring more money into your business. So it's really quite lovely how this works out, how this is flowing, how the divine will say, no, take a break, stop what you're doing, right? You need to take that break. You need to take that step back. You need to release the new worries that you might have, right? To bring in this very positive, energized motivation energy. Look, it's going to bring you in more money, right? It's going to bring in more finances for you. And you also have the Three of Swords in reverse too, which again I love because when we are in that spot and we are trying so very hard to make something happen and it doesn't, it does lead to heartbreak, right? Like I'm so heartbroken. This isn't working. Why isn't this working? I'm doing everything right. Why isn't this working for me, right? It wasn't supposed to work that way. Okay, so I love the fact that the Three of Swords also came out in reverse because you're now seeing it just like I did. Remember, I told you I was so angry about it? I was so darn angry about it yesterday. And then when I finally went through and withdrew a little bit, right? Walked away from everything for a moment, released the worry, and I woke up and then this heartache was gone. Because anger is just heartache, right? That's all it really is. So it's nice to see that that's released. So all of this is releasing this, and then boom, here we go again. We have the Eight of Pentacles. This is you now mastering a new aspect of your business or your career. And I'm sorry, guys, but this is, I told you this could be love, and it could be, but this really is a message of what you're doing, monetarily, how you're bringing in the money, okay? So, yeah, this is, I mean, look at this card. That spider is a master of making that web, and that is the energy that you fall back into. Where, excuse me, you do branch out and you master that. You're like, I know how to do this. We know how to make this work. We know how we're going to bring more business in, whatever it might be, but you're mastering that. And also, this is another lesson here of life on how to master the mind, right? How to work with spirit. I'm sorry, I had to take a drink of my coffee, guys. That you're mastering it, your mind, in the sense that you're learning how to let go of that worry, right? You're learning how to do it quicker, how to release it. You're mastering your mental. These are swords, right? That's the mental mind. You're mastering how to, let go of the heartache easier, what it takes for you to do that. Your work skills, right? You're mastering this new career. You're mastering this new business. The Eight of Pentacles is about working hard and diligently. And that's wonderful. Okay. So you get kind of back into this new space of how to do it bigger and better. And then you have the Three of Cups. And I love this because this is all about your team. This is all about your guides, your angels, your ancestors. This is all about them supporting you. This card is saying to me, we're a team. We had to get you into this space, right? We had to have you put your sunglasses on. You needed it. It was meant to be. So we're here for you, but we're doing it all out of love. Like I keep hearing, but we're doing it out of love. We're doing it out of love for you. And I have the goosebumps again. And that's when spirit tells me to drive something home. You are doing it out. They are doing it out of love. Okay? So you need to just go with it sometimes, right? But then look here again, the sun is out again. Like here, we're celebrating with you. You needed to take that step back so all this other goodness could come in. And we are here I keep saying it because I keep hearing it. We are here for you. We're doing it out of love. And again, the path is still lit. We just needed you to take a step back. We needed you to go onto that chair, put the umbrella over, rest your physical body, rest your mental body. Bottom of the deck, Scorpio, we have the Chariot. This is good. This is that driving force coming back in. That's things moving quickly again. So just like, and I'm sorry, but I keep using owning your own business because that's a really good way for this to resonate with you all. When you open your own business, you may start off slow, right? Maybe you're selling a product. It starts off slow and then it gains momentum and then it gains popularity and then it's really, really good. And then all of a sudden things kind of drop. And as a business owner, that will freak you out, right? That will put some worry in your, oh no, what's happening, right? But business is just like life. It ebbs and flows. And sometimes to drive that business back up, we have to offer a new product. And then boom, it picks up again, right? So and this applies to your life right now. You were riding high, they're taking a dip, and it's good, and then boom, you start riding high again, right? And then this peak is higher than the last peak. So it's good. And this can go with career too, right? This can, as far as if you work for someone else or in your career, you're switching jobs, right? You have the lows and the highs. So this is very, very, very good. Now, I do love this card. I was a little surprised to see it, Scorpio, but yet again, I'm not. This is reconnect, okay? Secrets lurk in the captive shadows deep in the woods. What this card is telling me is that you've lost a little bit of your connection with your guides and your angels and your ancestors, right? And when the 3D world starts moving very fast and things start going well for us, we do have a tendency to kind of forget. And not, I wouldn't even say forget, but we kind of put spirit on the back burner, right? Like, oh, I've got all this to focus on. And this is spirit just saying, reconnect with us, call us back in to brighten up that pathway, illuminate it. What are the next steps that I should do to make this successful? It's not that you've totally dropped your guides and angels and ancestors. That's not what I'm saying. But we do have a tendency to kind of throw them in the back of our mind when we're trying to push forward in something in this 3D world. So they're saying, reconnect with us. We are here for you. Okay? We are here for you. Then you have the cleanse card, which does make sense. Wash your weary spirit clean and take a walk in the wooded glades. That's this part, right? That's that withdrawal, right? That's the reconnect. That's the withdrawal. Walking away temporarily, letting and releasing, asking your guides and angels and ancestors to help you release any worry, any stress, right? That's that cleanse. Okay, so it makes perfect sense. Then, to no surprise, you have the key, and you've had this before, right? Successful outcome to your problems. That's that low, right? That dip in the progress report, right? You peaked, you dip a little, you peak, but your next peak is even higher than the first peak. And it's so funny because I'm raising my hand and you guys can't see it because I'm not in the camera view. You peak, you lower, you peak, and then this peak is, much higher than the last peak. And I keep being drawn for a lot of you. You all may or may not know, just depending on how often you are here on this channel. My subscribers obviously probably know, but for those of you who may be here for the first time or only have seen a few, I have this need to tell you guys, remember the lunar eclipse in Cancer video? The lunar eclipse in Cancer video that we did. Okay, the full moon lunar eclipse in Cancer. You need to go and rewatch that again because remember that was the one where we talked about feeding the positive, and there's something that is in there that you need to either hear because you haven't heard it, you haven't watched it, or there is something you need to rehear. Okay, so go watch that video, guys. But again, you have the key: successful outcomes to the problems, and you do, right? Because look, you've got all this beautifulness here. You got these aces after you do this small retreat. Okay, so successful outcome to your problems. You have the key now, the key to open the next door. I don't even want to say the door, the next door, because there's always multiple, right? There's just always multiple. So Scorpio, I think this is an actually, this is an actual kind of to the point. Let's tell them why they felt this way. It's, kind of reading, like you needed to, maybe you knew this, but you didn't know why this was happening. Okay. And again, it's for a very short period of time. I will remind you, mine happened so I could give this reading correctly. And it was 12 hours. It's just 12 hours. Okay. So Scorpio, I love you guys. I love this tribe so, so much. Let me know in the comments how it resonates with you. I read each and every one. Okay, I read each and every one. But overall, February is going to be a very good month. You're definitely going to get that you're going to be energized again. Because I can't say that. You're going to be re-energized again. Make sure also that you hit the like, share, and subscribe button. That lets YouTube know that this is of value to you. And do not forget to click the little bell. That notifies you of when Spirit and I upload a new video. All right. Again, I love you, Scorpio.